So this year you want to go with a strategy of zero running backs, and you want to know kind of where to start and what type of running backs you could be looking at if you want to take on this strategy. If this sounds like something you want to do, then this video is for you. Let's get it. Alright, just to clear some things up, we want to kind of understand what a zero running back strategy is. A lot of people may think you're just not drafting running backs until the very end of your draft. Some people may think, hey, zero running backs mean the very first 2 rounds you don't draft a running back. But a true zero running back strategy means about the first 6 rounds, you load up on your wide receivers. You try to either get maybe a starting stud tight end or a starting stud quarterback. And around 6 beyond, which is roughly, if you're in a 12-team league, probably after pick 72 overall, you start looking at those running backs, right? So we want to kind of get a look and get a feel of, according to ADP as of today, on the running backs you could be looking and expecting to have on your roster, and to see if this is a strategy that you would want to do. Now, coming in at pick number 77 is Cordarrelle Patterson. And Cordarrelle Patterson, he was a great player. He came out of nowhere. Nobody expected for him to do what he did last season. Now he's kind of the jack of all trades. He could even pass some passes, catch some balls, or run the ball between the tackles. He was absolutely fantastic for fantasy football last year. This season, the coaching staff did come out and say they want to use him more as a wide receiver type of player, but I still believe he's going to be in the backfield doing carries. I think on NFL.com, ESPN, and Yahoo all right now currently have him as a running back, so you can put him in your running back slot. I think he's going to be carrying the ball quite a bit. I do like the rookie Tyler Allgeier there, but I think it may take a few weeks for him to catch on and to kind of pull that running back slot from Cordarrelle Patterson. But whether or not Allgeier comes and starts or not, Cordarrelle Patterson will have a role in this offense. And when you're going a zero running back strategy, you want to make sure that you can ensure that you have some type of solid production at the running back spot, some type of consistency. I believe consistency is key when you're looking for these late round running backs. Again, you're not going to have those studs carrying the ball 20, 30 times a game. You got to find these guys who can catch the ball out of the backfield, make something happen, and at least getting, anywhere between 5 to 10 touches a game. That's where you want to kind of live at. Anything more than that is like icing on the cake. Cordarrelle Patterson is a key part of the Atlanta Falcons offense, and I'm pretty sure you won't be upset if you end up having him as your RB1, as long as you're grabbing these studs. I mean, if you're able to grab a Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and maybe like a Mike Williams or something as your starting wide receivers, or maybe even a flex, then Cordarrelle Patterson could slot in, especially if you was able to snap maybe Mark Andrews or so at your tight end spot. Maybe even get one of these top quarterbacks, maybe Justin Herbert, one of these guys. You never know. I preferably like to wait a little later on the quarterbacks, grab maybe Jalen Hurts or even a Trey Lance way down the line. But I think if you can land, maybe even get the combo Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews would be nice. And these are the type of running backs that you're going to be looking at. So other than Cordarrelle Patterson, coming in at number 81 overall right now is Devin Singletary. I'm not crazy about this pick. Devin Singletary, I'm not sure where it's going to go. It's been rumored that Zach Moss is actually getting more touches for the goal line carries. And if you guys remember, I was on the Fantasy Chalk Talk with my friend Tyler. I was talking about J.D. McKissic. They actually tried to sign J.D. McKissic this offseason to be the pass-catching running back. The Commanders ended up matching that, so they drafted James Cook. So what role are we going to see from Devin Singletary in 2022? That's something we may need to kind of hold off, see what's coming out, see what type of workload he's going to get, because if Zach Moss is getting some of the short yardage and the goal lines, you got James Cook getting more of the passing down. Is it going to be just a real three-headed monster where none of these are relevant? Not really sure, but he is coming in at 81 overall. Somebody you can slot in. In a perfect world, you really don't want him as your RB1. There's players going after Devin Singletary right now that I believe could be a better RB1 for your squad if you went the zero RB strategy. So coming in the pick later at 82 overall is Kareem Hunt. And again, He's one of those guys. I would rather have Kareem Hunt over Devin Singletary. Kareem Hunt, they love it, especially running him in the fourth quarter. He's somebody that, he's a great running back. And if Nick Chubb wasn't on the roster, Kareem Hunt could easily be a top 5, top 8 running back, and nobody would bat an eye at that. He's got that type of talent. But if you're going zero running back strategy and you grab Kareem Hunt as your RB1, I don't think anybody would snicker at that. It's something where he's going to be able to produce solid numbers for you overall. But I think if Nick Chubb, if there's an injury to Nick Chubb, you just got yourself a diamond in the rough. Now you're going over with the starting running back for the Cleveland Browns with like your Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs. I mean, you're going to be making a run for your money. So Kareem Hunt will be a very good pick for a zero running back strategy team for the draft. Now, coming in at number 85 overall, we're going to talk about Tony Pollard. And I have been speaking about Tony Pollard in quite a few of my videos here recently. Tony Pollard could easily be that top 5 running back. If something happened to Zeke, Tony Pollard has ability. I'm telling you, when I see this guy run, I know he's like, there's something special about this guy. Tony Pollard, if you can grab him and slot him in there, if you can even grab like a Kareem Hunt and Tony Pollard as your starting 2 running backs and a zero running back, I think that's an amazing start. I think that you have a chance to go all the way, especially if we have some injuries that occurred to the roster, which help either Kareem Hunt or Tony Pollard climb the line a little bit. But he's another guy you definitely could be looking at. I don't think the offensive line for the Browns is what it used to be, but it's still an okay offensive line. I think Kareem Hunt will be solid there. And then you look at the Cowboys, they still have a good offensive line. Again, they're not what they used to be, but Tony Pollard should be able to get up those numbers for you as well. So after Tony Pollard coming in at 88 overall, and I believe on my list he is one of, I think, 2 RB1s on his team, and that's going to be Rashad Penny. And I know when I say Rashad Penny, people got a little bit of bad taste in their mouth. They play for a terrible Seahawks offense. Offensive line's not crazy, but there's no quarterback there that's anything that you can say that's solid. So other than Penny having a really bad injury-prone label across his forehead, when he's there and he's healthy, he's actually a good, productive running back. They did draft Ken Walker III, the rookie out of Michigan State, to come in and kind of compete with Penny. But as of right now, this is Penny's team. This is Penny. He's going to be running the ball. You could see 20 carries a game from Rashad Penny. Going at 88 overall, if you're going zero running back, there's nothing wrong with grabbing Rashad Penny as your RB1. Now coming in next at 93 overall, again, another starter. We're talking about the number 1 running back for the Miami Dolphins, Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds came over here from the Arizona Cardinals. He's in a place where he wants to win, right? They got Tua and they got Waddle and they got Tyreek Hill. They've got weapons on the outside. Now they got a decent running back in Chase Edmonds. He was very, very productive when he was given the ball for the Arizona Cardinals. Now he has the chance to be the number 1 guy. I think he's going to do nothing but special things here. He's somebody you can grab 93 overall. I mean, if you go in zero running back strategy and you're grabbing these people like Kareem Hunt, Tony Pollard, Rashad Penny, and Chase Edmonds, you're solid. You're looking really good, and I think these are some of the guys you definitely can be looking at if you go wide receiver heavy early in the draft. Now coming at 99 overall, we have Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, a lot of people are like, oh no, Javonte Williams is the number 1 guy there, but hold on, guys. There's going to be, if it's not a 50-50 share, it's going to be a 45-55 share with at least 45% of the offense going through Melvin Gordon. He's still a very good running back, a very serviceable running back. He did very well last year with the Broncos offense, and they only got better with Russell Wilson. So Melvin Gordon can definitely put up you some type of consistency numbers, and that's what you're looking at when you don't have any of those top tier end running backs. You want to grab these people who you can week in and week out kind of depend on to get you some type of numbers to kind of float you through to get these wins, and really banking on those wide receivers to really carry you to victory. So the next on the list, we're going to go to 115 overall. We've already talked about his teammate, but we're going to talk about James Cook. James Cook was drafted in to be the third down running back. I mean, I think he has a great opportunity here to make something happen. He's also a good running back. We've seen him at the University of Georgia make a lot of plays. And I think James Cook he can overturn Devin Singletary this year. Zach Moss, yeah, they're saying that he might be a factor now, but Zach Moss, I've heard that before from Zach Moss. He ended up being nothing. If James Cook turns out to be the main ball carrier for this Bills squad, which could possibly be one of the best teams in the NFL this year, you could have something special. And going at 115 overall, you can't beat that. If you could somehow end up with James Cook going a zero running back strategy and he ends up being the guy there, you pretty much just stole a championship. that's you pretty much stole a championship, because he's special. He's special, and playing on a team where you have a great defense, they're going to be in a lot of positive game scripts. They're going to be running the ball. James Cook could have a lot of opportunities to make something happen. Now let's go on to the next guy, and we're going to talk about 122 overall Dameon Pierce. He's the rookie that plays right now for the Texans, and he is looking good. Right now you got Rex Burkhead and Marlon Mack ahead of him, but Dameon Pierce has been making a name for himself. He loves to run over people. He runs very angry. He gets a lot of yards. You know, it's one of those things. In the preseason, he's looking really, really good. In college, he looked really, really good. He could be productive on a team that doesn't have much in front of him, a team that's not really looking to make a push to win many games. So they're going to give him an opportunity to say, hey, what do you got, Rook? So Dameon Pierce could be somebody you could add to your lineup and maybe give you a little bit of a boost to your lineup if he ends up doing anything. Right now, I believe he is third on the depth chart behind Marlon Mack and Rex Burkhead, which are co-starters. They're listed as co-starters, but he could easily overtake those guys, and boom, you just got yourself a diamond in the rough if, again, you do the zero running back strategy. And the last guy we're going to talk about on the list is coming in right now at number 158 overall, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a lot higher on the ADP come draft time, because people started drafting last week. We're going to be drafting this weekend. We're going to be drafting next weekend. But I believe by the time you do your draft, if you haven't done it yet, he should be higher than 158, and that's Brian Robinson Jr. Right now, we'll say right now, Gibson is the starter, but Gibson likes to fumble, right? And that's the problem right now. He's currently working with the special team unit. Brian Robinson actually got the start in week 2 of the preseason. With this team, he's running a lot of first team reps. Brian Robinson, he doesn't fumble the ball. He doesn't fumble the ball at all. He had zero fumbles in all the carries he had in college football and in high school football. This guy, he could be something special. I think he's a good runner. I don't think he's, a top tier in, oh my gosh, elusiveness and stuff like that, but he can get the job done. Brian Robinson Jr. he's coming from the University of Alabama, so he's coached up very well. He could make a splash play, and somebody towards the end of your draft to kind of throw a little dart at, and if he becomes the starter week 1 or even week 3 or whatever the case is, and he's able to produce some type of numbers, he could be an excellent value for you for your fantasy team, especially if you're looking at that zero running back strategy. As always, thank you for watching the video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Would really help me out, guys. We only have a few more weeks left of the draft season. Then we're going to be talking about our weekly projections, where our weekly starts and sits, giving you guys all the information. That way you can make the best lineup possible, leading your way all the way up into your fantasy playoffs and ultimately a fantasy championship. Can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.